going, Harsha.
Welcome to the Heart to Heartland podcast. Here are your hosts.
All right, welcome to another episode of Heart to Heartland. I'm Isabelle.
And I'm Soile, and
And
I'm not alone this week.
Right? So good to be back. I wish I could say I was on vacation. 'Twas not.
Yeah.
But we do have a lot of updates for you guys today, which is incredibly exciting.
Yeah, a big change from last week.
Well, you did so good on your own. I watched it, and it was pretty funny.
Yeah, well, I was just like, is this pointless? I don't know. Like, you
Well,
always have
we
enough.
got a lot of views. We didn't get any less views, so I mean, I think we
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, I just thought that if you're not interested, just click off. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, there's going to be times where we can't both be here. So
Yeah.
there's going to be times when you're just going to see one of us.
Yeah. But now we've done it once and we can do it again sometime.
Yeah, we lived
if
through
needed.
it, so we can do it
Yeah.
again. hopefully.
Okay, so let's go to the updates. We have a new, or actually the first trailer for Alicia's new movie she did last year called We're All in This Together. She plays the role of Paris, the main character's sister, I think. And what's funny is that the movie was directed and she's also acting in it.
Oh, Katie Boland.
Yeah, who is the daughter of Gail Harvey, who has directed on Heartland. So,
but I think wasn't Gail on set for that too? Possibly, I don't know.
Yeah, might be. I mean,
maybe. But no, yeah, her daughter wrote, direct, and starred. There's two different characters in it.
Yeah, and I think she like edited and like pretty much did all of it.
It looks amazing. It looks so good. I'm so excited to see Alicia in something this different. So excited because she has so much talent. And I don't want to say it's been wasted on Heartland because she clearly has used a lot of it, but there's definitely more ways for her to expand.
Yeah,
this definitely.
It's a darker role for sure.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Amber announced a winner for her Where Did Turkey Go book. It was the beautiful drawings done by Emma. I kind of figured she was going to pick it. Did you have a vote? Did you have like any idea of what she was going to pick?
Well, yeah, I thought that as well. Especially Amber posted 2 videos from
I saw that. How cool.
Like she was interviewing the people who did the art, and when she mentioned something like that she asked from the Spencer twins, like, which one do you like the most? And they said something like, I think they're all beautiful. But at the same time, I was thinking like, you know, that turkey smiling and just those soft tones, like I can just picture children being drawn to that. I mean, I love the other 2 as well, but like
they're stunning.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a children's book. So I think that was probably what made her decide not necessarily what she liked more, but what would work more for her children's book.
Yeah.
And I think it did a great choice, and congratulations, because it's I'm really excited. I mean, I've never even read the first book, but I think it's really exciting for the person who won. Like, and you get money, man. You get money.
Yeah, and like a chance to work with your idol, like what?
No kidding. And she did, I didn't watch the full thing. I, faded in and out of those interviews that she did, but it was so gracious of her to do that, because I don't think that was part of, the contest or whatever. So that was really cool of her. I love Amber.
Yeah, like I think it was just adorable to see them freaking out, like, I can't believe I'm talking to Amber Marshall. Like,
oh my God.
I mean, relatable. So
yes, been there.
Yeah. We also had a little clue from the set that Chris is directing in this block. I don't know if he's doing the 2 episodes or just one, but at least one. And those episodes they're directing right now are episodes 3 and 4. So I guess we'll see.
Okay.
But speaking of Chris directing, last year he did the episode 4 of season 14, which was called Through the Smoke. And he's now nominated for that episode in directors.
That's such a good episode.
Yeah, Directors Guild Awards for Outstanding Directional Achievement in a Family Series.
Amazing. Well deserved.
Yeah, good luck.
Yes, congratulations. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And so the talk of filming this week has been Jessica Steen's right leg that apparently has gone missing. Okay, guys, seriously, were y'all seriously Googling if she had a right leg? I was reading the comments and I couldn't believe what I was reading. I was like, are you guys joking? Are you guys joking? Do you actually think she doesn't have a right leg?
I wonder if they have wanted posters or like lost. Those posters.
Yeah, Jessica Steen's right leg is missing. And then Amber obviously had to comment on it. She commented on it twice, actually. And she was like, where's her leg? And I'm like, is it weird that I didn't even notice? And I probably, because I was so excited that there was a picture, I didn't even think to notice that her leg was missing. And I didn't even think it was missing because obviously she just had to get kicked back. But the fact that everyone was Googling it.
Yeah, like to me it was obvious she was like kind of leaning.
She's done that before in pictures. There's actually this one picture from 802 where she did that too. You can see some of her leg, but not all of it. And I'm like, these comments cannot be for real.
Yeah, I think, was that image posted by Michelle?
Yes, it's on Michelle Morgan's Instagram. So it's Michelle, Amber, Jessica, Sean, was there anyone else from the main cast there? I don't think so, right?
Yeah, that was it. And then Kate Drummond, who plays Paula Westfield.
Oh, Westfield, right.
No, sorry. She was in season 12, I want to say.
Yeah, no, 11. It was 11 because that's the season that Peyton came in. It was 11.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah.
But here's the thing: why is she coming back? And if she's coming back, does that mean that Dylan and Peyton are too?
I don't think Peyton is back, or then her actress is.
Oh, the actress is.
Yeah, she's I think in America, but who knows?
I wonder why she's back. Then it must just be horse Heartland business or something.
Yeah,
it looked like they were at some sort of event.
Yeah, it looked like it was sort of a fancy event.
Which is weird why Jack's there, but I guess we'll find out soon enough.
Yeah. And there was also Jenny Steele, who played Emma Fitzroy. I hope I'm saying that right. Who was in last season's season finale. She was the donor for Cooper's equine therapy program, who pulled out from the donation thingy, and then Amy had that awkward moment with her, and
it's gonna be cool to see what she's doing there this season. And also with Cooper, I can't remember the actor's name at the moment, but there's also a picture of him in Lou's mayor's office.
Adrian Spencer.
Adrian, yes. So I get him and Aiden mixed up because Aiden plays Rick. And I'm like,
same.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm always like, no, wait, that's the other person.
One letter just messes it all.
It's funny, like they both came in during the same season. Like I probably wouldn't have a problem if one of them had joined sooner or like something, but it's very similar to me.
Been on the show before, whether it was the actor's name or the character Prince Ahmed's what's his name? What would he be? Oh my gosh, I don't know.
You mean Sean Benson?
Yes, wasn't his name Adrian on the show?
Yeah.
Okay,
Adrian Green or something.
Okay,
along the lines of that.
Yeah. I had a feeling it's been on the show before somewhere. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So good to know I'm not the only one getting them mixed up, because I'm always like, no, that's the Rick actor.
The thing about having a show with 14 seasons, it's a lot different than a show with like 4, because I could remember everything about the show when it had 4 to 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Don't ask me now.
Yeah, like guest stars, character
That's like
names,
a whole
horse
last decade
names.
ago. Yes.
Yeah, like
yes.
The fact that we even remember anything.
Like, why do we have a podcast?
Yeah. Because people can yell the blanks. Like we can say actor blank and people can scream them.
Listening are yelling at us. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the only other thing we had for updates was that Aiden, who plays Rick, did a little bit of like a Q&A on his Instagram stories. He's hilarious. I love him so much. I believe that's his pronoun. Their pronouns. I'm sorry, I should look. But he answered questions about who his favorite character is on the show, to which he said Mallory, which is hella cool because I'm blatantly surprised that he's watched the show.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking. Like, is he saying this because just to kind of joke around, or has he actually watched all those like older seasons? And
if he would have said something like Amy or Jack, which is totally fine, but that's what everyone and their cousin says. So the fact that he said Mallory, I'm like, okay, he's like an actual fan here.
Yeah, and it makes sense with him because he's a funny person. So having Mallory as the favorite character just kind of goes like, yeah, that makes sense.
He also mentioned that he's Team Peter. And what else did he mention? That he like between having his character and a horse, he wants that to happen with Rick and Talon.
Yeah.
He said that would, and then which would be hilarious, especially since we believe he's on the ranch now.
Yeah, I don't know, but it would be fun if he is. And
well, he said he made it to the ranch, like he's been in the living room set, so I guess we'll see.
Yeah, and another funny thing is now that Kate Drummond is on set and he's on set, they had I think scenes together in Winona Earp where he blew her head off or something. I haven't seen that show, but I saw some clip and I was like, well, this is awkward. Like, obviously they were playing characters, but that's
that reminds
gotta be
me,
funny.
I have to tell this story.
Okay.
This is okay. So in 1016, when Jack has his so-called long-lost daughter, it's not his daughter, but everyone thinks it's his long-lost daughter, come back. Now, her and Jessica Steen were both on Flashpoint together. And Jessica blew her brains out.
What is with these people? And exploding heads. Like, even in Supernatural, like, Graham's head exploded, like...
Yeah, and I'm like, Jessica's not even in that episode, but the fact that, like, it would be Jack's wife, like, in some other world, hypothetically killed his daughter is just, like, so wild. So wild.
I love the small circles in acting community in Canada because you get situations like this.
It is so small. You get there's this really huge group of great actors here in Canada, whether they're well known for the most part, they really aren't, not outside of Canada, but they're in everything. Yeah. Every Canadian show, I'm like, oh, they've been on this, and this, and they're all Canadian, which is the coolest thing. And it's the same with Heartland. There's so many Canadian actors, actresses on there from a million other Canadian shows.
But it must be kind of nice, like when you're new to the set and everyone's everyone already knows everyone, and then you're kind of feeling like an outsider, and but at the same time you come in and you're like, hey, I know you because we work together, like somewhere else.
Out on Winona Earp, like that kind of stuff.
Like casual.
Yeah.
So today we thought we'd do another relationship deep dive, or whatever you want to call them, because the last time we did one with Jack and Lisa, I think it's probably our most listened episode.
Yeah, I think that was like episode 3, and that was the episode that took me like 5 different times to edit, and then when it was finally done, that it didn't.
Oh yeah, well, hopefully the karma is not here right now. Like,
but it is definitely, I think, our most popular episode.
Yeah, and because I don't know, I've been missing Mallory lately a lot. So I suggested that we should do Mallory and Jake relationship episode because
there is so much to dive into. Once we decided that it was time, I didn't realize, because I guess it would technically be like 6 seasons, 7 seasons with them, possibly 10. That's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot to unpack. They've been through a lot.
Yeah, and even if they weren't like together all that whole time, like they still had a lot of scenes together and everything.
A lot.
So, did you ever think that Badger or Austin or anyone else would even have like a chance with Mallory, like being...
I mean, I liked Badger. I always liked Badger more than Jake. But then when Badger left, I was like, okay, I prefer Jake over Austin. Austin was an asshole in my opinion.
Yeah. I didn't like him.
I met the actor and I told him that.
What did he say?
He's like, oh, thanks.
No, but I think that was kind of the point, because didn't he like wanted to just...
he was obsessed with her dad.
Yeah.
That's just so wrong and funny. And then when she like yeets the snow cone at him, yes.
And the whole scene with the toilet and Maggie's.
Like, there was something missing up here, man.
Yeah,
There's something missing up there.
I just think that...
Oh, he missed Soraya.
Yeah.
Soraya was there.
Yeah.
Okay,
she was like, what is wrong with you?
I know.
Like, take that back.
I've been fired for less.
Yeah. Like, she was being like really like sweet to him. Considering.
I would have threw the toilet in his face.
Yeah. But I think there's always been something kind of pure and innocent and realistic about Mallory's relationship with Jake, because, you know, even from the first moment they met, everyone was teasing about him.
Yeah.
But it still wasn't this like... It's obvious.
She tries to deny it for years and years and years. Even in season 7, when she left to follow him to Paris, and then Ty was there, and he's like, "Oh, you and Jake after all these years," and she's like, "No."
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
She's like tried to fight it, and there's just no denying it.
Yeah. So even if it wasn't like obvious that they're gonna like, you know, get married and everything, I still think that it was kind of obvious at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I just think that the moment they first meet is kind of, it already sets up their like relationship dynamic.
Oh my god, I actually watched that scene the other day with I think that was the last season of last episode of season 1 when after it's so cute, and then she's something like, "Do you want to help me get chips or something?" And I was like, "Stop, they look like little babies."
Yeah, and when he like comes around for the first time and he gonna tips his hat and it's like, yeah, like he's like 10 and he's still this like little man in a
like, such a little cowboy
outfit, and I just think that's, I don't know, I just really love that there's something like really pure about Jake's character. Yeah. What
did you think about the wedding? Like, you know, all around, and her return.
Well, I wasn't like, of course, I always thought like they're gonna get married at some point, and I'm glad that we got to see them get married, and it wasn't like, oh, Mallory's got married or something. But it wasn't exactly what I pictured for them, because I always, well, Mallory was always very romantic person, or she loved all these like romantic movies and books and everything. So I just imagined that her wedding would be kind of this like fairy tale or like over the top in a way.
They got married in a barn.
Yeah, like I didn't mind the barn in a way, but at the same time it was kind of like, okay, like why are you getting married? It's
horse shit.
Yeah. So I was kind of surprised that they went with this like very low-key outfit with her, because she had this like jacket.
Very Mallory-like in my opinion.
And you know, of course there had to be some drama around it, but I don't like, for me it didn't made a lot of sense. Like
No.
her coming back and being like, I don't know if I want to marry Jake. Like,
yeah.
I just think like it was kind of unnecessary.
It didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like, it just didn't make any sense. And especially with, they didn't write Mallory as good as they used to. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I can't
exactly.
remember who wrote those episodes, but it didn't feel like Mallory.
Yeah.
It wasn't, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so good to see her back, but I was so disappointed that it just didn't feel like Mallory.
Yeah, and she didn't even have her family there. I know they had a kind of weird relationship with her, mom and dad and her, but it was just like Heartland people, and I get that was her family, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know. But I love that Jack walked her down the aisle, and yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I like when she just like Copper shows up out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
Like he's never, Copper's a key, never there, and then she shows up and he's in the first stall.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. But in the same vein, like it would have been fun to see Jake's family. Like, what is his family like, and what's is like where are they? Are they still living in the area? Like, why weren't they there?
Is he an alien? Like things like that.
Yeah. So it had its moments. Like it wasn't the worst, but it wasn't what I imagined based on
when
Mallory's
she pulled up
character.
the driveway and like Jack was there and everything, and then Amy and Lou showed up, they didn't even seem that excited. You know what I mean?
And it was a surprise visit.
Yeah, and if I saw someone, an old friend of mine that I hadn't seen in like 4 years, show up out of the blue, I'd probably pass out crying.
Yeah, I would be like, what are you doing here? Like,
I would jump up and down and scream, Mallory? That's all I did. Oh, Mallory?
Like, oh, it's good to see you. Like, what? I mean,
if I came back and my friends did that, guess what? I'm getting new friends.
Yeah. Like, I get that she was part of the family, so maybe it wasn't like that big of a deal, but at the same time, she's part of the family.
Yeah, my brother lives in Nova Scotia, which is out east here in Canada, and he came back a couple weeks ago just for a couple days. He's been gone like a month or two, and I'm like sobbing and hugging him. 2 months, okay? Yeah. And they're telling me that in 4 years they didn't want to go and give her a big hug and be like, "Oh my God, I've missed you."
Yeah, or like, what's up? Like, tell me everything. Like, how was?
But that's the same in like season 6 when Mallory comes back from. Where was she?
Nashville.
Wherever her parents, and it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. People weren't excited to see her. They had some sort of party for her that didn't even work.
Yeah.
And it was just, I always felt so bad for her because it felt like, she was one of those characters or people who does everything for other people and no one really does anything for them.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because that Mallory would literally give up her left or one of her kidneys to make Lou like a huge party or something. That's the kind of person or personality she is. And it's like, she doesn't get that energy.
Yeah. And like Amy had this baby shower at the same time.
Yes.
And like it would have been kind of fun if they would have been like, this is actually also a secret welcome back party for Mallory or something, just to kind of show how much they actually care about her, or do they actually care about her? Because it's not coming through.
Yeah, it was just, oh man, there was just so much hype for it because, and I mean, I had known about it and I was on set for it and stuff, but even, those scenes that I had saw filmed, it just didn't feel like it used to.
Yeah.
When it comes to Jake and Mallory, because I had met Jake too when he was there. Jake, yeah, he goes by Jake, doesn't he? That's his name.
Yeah.
And he's incredibly short in person, but it's funny.
Well,
him, and I'm 5'5".
We'll get back to that at some point.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
But anyway, I was about to mention that when Jake Church was asked about his favorite scene with Mallory or Jessica, he mentioned the wedding.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it was because it was fresh in his mind, or was it actually just like, well, probably it was fun to act for him because.
True. And I mean, he was incredibly young at the time. I mean, he probably doesn't remember a lot of it or all of it.
And I think maybe he had more screen time in like this one episode, like than he has as a whole. And I don't know, but
I don't think he's ever had a storyline.
Yeah, it was just like, Kramer, get out, but then it turned into something else. But he was never the lead guy, except maybe in the episode where Mallory, Jake, Badger, and Jamie go to Mrs. Bell's place. He's the hero.
Yes. Yes, I remember that.
Yeah. But speaking of, those moments, what are your favorite moments or memories or scenes with them?
So season 2, I think this is the finale of season 2, where Lou is still sneaking around with the oil guy, right? And Jack doesn't know. But Mallory had, put all the pieces together. So it's her and Jake and then Jack. And, they're around the house and they're driving him nuts and they're breaking shit and stuff. And she's trying to hide the fact that, Lou and Peter were at Maggie's or whatever when they were there. So funny. I love that scene together because she's so chaotic and he's so calm. Like, he just goes with it, right?
Yeah.
And it's just the yin and the yang. And then my other favorite moment with them, probably in season 7, episode 4, when they both leave for Paris. I love that moment when they, I think that was their first kiss, actually.
Yeah, it was. I remember. I was, Mallory was one of my favorite characters, and I always thought that she would end up with Jake, and then the first kiss happened, and I was like, what?
Took so long, and I was trying to rack my brain. I'm like, they've had to have kissed before this, because when I was, researching for this, and I was like, wait, what? So they were really in some sort of a friend zone for so long.
Yeah.
And they went through different partners and stuff, and then they ended up together. And it definitely didn't like the wedding or the engagement or whatever the hell that was, but it was nice to see them get married, I guess.
Yeah, and I think it would have been kind of a, I don't know, maybe not as impactful if they had not kissed, and she would have still been like, I will go with you, because it's kind of like, okay, like, what does this mean? But, when they kissed, it was like, okay, well, we know what this means.
Yes. Well, what did you think about the goodbye, though? Because when Mallory left, and it was okay. Like, I mean, the signs and stuff were nice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it was a nice send-off, compared to like Ashley's, or Soraya's, or whatever.
I mean, at least they gave her a goodbye. That's a good point.
Yeah, and I love the scene with Mallory and Jack in Maggie's when she said something like, I'm gonna miss you the most,
I'm gonna miss you the most, and he's like, I'm gonna miss you too. Oh my god.
So I think it was a good send-off, even though at the time I was really sad that she was leaving, but at the same time, I understand she was young and she wanted to do other things. So
it's understandable. And the greatest respect for Jessica Emily. And she didn't have to come back.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure and she did. I mean, I know she was supposed to come back for Tiny Amy's wedding.
Yeah.
She wasn't allowed to leave the States, so.
Yeah, and even when she came back in season 10, she had that whole health issue thing.
Her appendix.
Yeah.
So, oh my god, it messed up with my set visit so bad. Not mad at Jessica, only her appendix.
Yeah, like, good thing that's out.
Yeah.
But I have some scenes that I listed here.
Yes, please do.
I love the whole Nobody's Buckle Bunny shirt.
Yes. And when she goes to Jack and she's like, my love light's in a mess, and he's like, I know where you were in possession of such a thing.
Yeah. And then, of course, in season 2, the cattle drive, when she's running away from him, and he's like, so what's up? Like, what's happening? And she's like,
you're too short. I'll grow.
Yeah. And then like, you're too country, I'm a rock and roll, and like all these things.
Oh my God.
So I think that was cute. And especially with the you're too short, because he grew up to be taller than her, but apparently he's still not very tall.
No, well, I'd say I'm a little bit taller yet than Jessica Amley. I'm 5'5", so just for reference, I can show you the pictures. Like, I'm taller than her. And I'm taller than Jake Church, too. So he is taller than her, but still not tall. You know what I mean?
It's weird because, you can never really tell through camera.
Yeah.
So,
like, Jessica Steen is shorter than me as well.
That's weird. Like, we're about the same height or something, I think.
Yeah, you and I are.
Yeah.
I think so. I'll have to look at... Actually, I have a picture of you on my wall. Where'd it go? In the mountains. I don't know. No, we are the same height, so... But Jessica Steen also wears heels, so she's even shorter.
Yeah, true. Then in season 5, when she has her birthday, and he brings the little cupcake with the one candle, and I just love those little moments. Like, he's such a caring guy. Like, even if there was never a guarantee for him that she would be romantically involved with him, he's just still, he didn't care because he loved her, and I just thought that was always sweet. Like, also in season 5, when she was selling her dad's guitar or something,
God.
And then things happen and he gets it back, and he has these like bruises, and he's like, nah.
I did not even think of that episode.
Yeah.
I jumped straight to season 6. I don't know why.
Yeah.
When she's back. What else do you got?
And then in season 6, after Mallory has her accident with Spartan, and she has that little breakdown at Maggie's, and Jack and Amy are there, and then Jake's like, I'll handle this. And then they go to outside, and she's crying, and he's being like such a good friend. I guess at that point.
I need to find me a little cowboy like him.
Yeah, like he's probably the purest character this show has. Like, no, like
100% though.
Yeah, like he has a heart of gold, I think. And I remembered this one quote. I don't remember the exact words, but Jessica Emily said something like, she feels that Jake is Mallory's backbone. Or something. Yeah. And I agree with that.
Whenever something goes wrong, like besides turning to Jack, she always had Jake.
Yeah.
Always. Since season 1. So how old would they have been? Like 10?
Yeah, something around that age, I think.
12? No, 12, right? Something like that.
Yeah. Anyway, very young.
Been a constant for her.
Yeah, and she's like, watch, her, to grow up this person she is, and kind of sort out what she wants, and if he's what she wants, like, he's happy about that. But I think even if she had like chosen Badger or something, he would have still supported that. Yeah.
Did you like Badger?
Yeah, I think it was interesting, and I don't know, maybe it's because I came around in season 4. Like, to me, those are the kind of nostalgic moments.
I liked them together. I really did. But yeah.
And then I have this little moment from season 2 when Mindy Fanshawe is at the ranch.
Oh, the
and
lipstick.
she has this lipstick and she's like, guess whose lipstick this is? And Jake's like, oh, I don't know. And she's like, she's really pretty. And he's like, I don't know you wear lipstick. Like, that's just like
whoever raised this precious little boy deserves a
right.
medal. Like, what a sweetheart.
Yeah, I want to see those parents. Like, they did really well.
They did so well. So cute.
Yeah. And I also love that even though they were kind of different, like even though Mallory is like, you're country, I'm rock and roll, you're like PCs, I'm cancer, whatever. And I still love that somehow they work together and they never try to change each other. Like even in season 10, Jake's like, you talk too much, but I can deal with that. Like I like
the RV part too. Like just so random. Like, can you imagine Mallory in an RV like that? It wasn't a nice one.
Yeah. So I just think that is kind of, you know, what I consider like healthy relationship, that you see the differences, but you're not too bothered by them. You just, you know,
you have to acknowledge them and be able to work around them in order for
exactly.
Which clearly it is for them. And I mean, they seem to be having their happily ever after on the Heartland world, which I'm very glad for, because besides Jack and Lisa, they are the only, oh, my nose is running. They're the only couple that have lasted that long.
But speaking of their future, like there's a lot of things we didn't see between season 7 and season 10.
Right.
But then around season 10, we, you know, got to know that they are engaged or about to be married. And then they get married. Like, what do you think their life is like? Like, what do you imagine that they do right now, or where they even live? And
well, when they left after their wedding, where were they going? Do you remember?
I think like Mexico or
Mexico?
But I'm not sure. Like it's been a while.
I mean, I feel like going off of where they left in season 10, that they are probably like backpacking or just RVing and traveling everywhere. Because I mean, that's what they talked about, because Mallory wasn't interested in having kids in the future, or maybe ever, right? Something like that. So I don't know.
Yeah, like it's hard for me to
it is
imagine, like
time.
Yeah,
there's a lot of time between 7 and 10 what they would be doing in those 3 years.
Yeah, because we never really got to see them as a couple. We got to see them as friends and, you know, kind of a couple in season 10, but that was very brief, because even then they were kind of
on and off.
Yeah. So it's not very clear what they would be as a couple compared to like Jack and Lisa, Ty and Amy, Lou and Peter and whatever.
Right.
So in a way it's like, and especially because we don't really even know Jake that much. We know he's a sweetheart and he's just like this little cowboy, but like what are his like ambitions besides, you know, marrying Mallory? Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess my answer to that between 7 and 10 would be traveling, because she talked about going to England and seeing Soraya. So I imagine traveling is what she did, and Jake, you know, was following the rodeo circuit. So I would honestly say traveling. Yeah. And I mean, obviously during that time they were starting their relationship. So all the things that we want to see and are never going to see is what happened between season 7 and
typical Heartland, I would say.
Yes, everything we want to see.
Yeah. And then at the same time, it's like, I think, you know, Mallory basically growing up at Heartland is the kind of person maybe who wants that kind of like home base or some kind.
Yeah, some sort of something that reminds them of home, right?
Yeah.
To keep them grounded and
Yeah, so I think at some point they would probably like settle down. And the kids thing, like Mallory's always been good with kids. So, you know, maybe she doesn't want to have kids, but she would be good with kids, and I bet Jake would be a great father as well.
And I think that because she was also incredibly young.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people who like their whole purpose in life is they want to be a mom, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
But Mallory at her age too, some people are still children at that age, like me. My mom had me. I was a year old by, like, my mom was 22. She already had me. I'm 22. Don't even talk to me. Don't even look at me and talk to me about children, you know?
Yeah.
So that's how I imagine Mallory's like. And if she decided that they wanted to have a family, because I know Jake did, that would be something that wouldn't happen for a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah. And I can see,
you
know, Mallory maybe studying something or having a job. I don't know what kind of job, but you know.
What do you think she would do? What do you think?
That's like, the tricky thing, because she never really had like
besides
this, like,
Maggie.
Yeah.
You
know, she did babysitting Maggie's, you know, helped around at the ranch, but like, would she be involved with horses, or is that just something she sort of did in the past? Because I think Jake for sure would be involved with horses.
No, that's a very good point, and it also makes me wonder. Okay, would she not have been in high school still in season 7?
Honestly, I don't remember what age she was, and
they never really
did she ever graduate, or?
Because Amy's graduation was in season 4.
Right.
So let's say they're like 5 years apart. So
yeah, something like that.
At the start of the season, Amy was 17, and let's say Mallory was 12, because I believe that's what her age.
Yeah.
Well, that's 4 years apart, I think. I don't
Hang
do
on.
math.
I have to check, because
that means that she wouldn't have even been done high school when she went to Paris.
I'm just gonna check.
If my mathematic part of my brain is working today. I kind of aborted ship after high school.
She was 18 in season 7.
So she would have finished high school that year.
Yeah, she was 12 in season 1. And then in season 10, 21.
Season 10, she was. Oh yeah, that is an incredibly young age to be married. Yeah. Okay, a lot of this is starting to make sense now because of her age.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she would have just finished high school in season 7.
Yeah, she would have been kind of like what I want to do in the future, and then Jake's leaving, and she's like, okay, I'll go with him and figure that out.
Right, and so far Georgie's the only one who's gone off to college, which is fine, whatever you choose. Oh my gosh, of course it is. But there really hasn't been anyone who's gone to school on the show. I mean, I think Lou did, right?
Yeah, for sure, because she has that education.
Yeah.
In whatever business.
The episode last night, in season 13 with that big storm, and they're all stuck at the Dude Ranch, and Lou's like, hey, Georgie for her college plans. I had never seen that episode. I watched it for the first time, actually. So I was like, what the actual heck is wrong with you, Lou? Like, seriously, this girl is a child. I didn't know what I wanted when I finished high school. I still don't know what I want.
Yeah, well, she was kind of the same when Amy graduated. So, you know, she appreciates, you know.
Yeah, she's all about the education, which there's nothing wrong with.
Yeah. But I think, you know, maybe Mallory didn't go to school at that time, but if they were traveling, like, she would still need money, but I don't see her living through Jake's payments.
So maybe she had savings.
Yeah,
I don't know. She
could have sold her car.
Oh, true.
But the thing with Copper, like, does she still own him, or did she sell him, or?
We don't even know where Copper is, bro.
Yeah, like, I suppose he's at the Heartland, but like
somewhere.
Yeah.
But that's the same with Harley. Now that Ty's dead, we see Harley all the time.
Yeah. I don't know. Just, interesting to think about, like, what she would be, like, because we don't even hear about her anymore. Or
No.
Jake.
Which
So,
sucks.
yeah.
Even like a Hey Mallory called earlier. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
how hard is that?
Yeah. And if you guys have any, like, ideas
Yeah.
you kind of made up after season 10, like, let us know. I mean, it would be fun to know what people have assumed would be happening with them.
You remind me of something when it comes to Mallory's car. So remember when the first time we were in Alberta together when this event happened, the SIP event, and I think it was the day after we went all around to the sets and stuff. And I remember when we went to the ranch and the vehicle's there, Mallory's car was there, but no one knew she was coming back except you and I. And so
yeah, like, what a giveaway.
I was like, oh, really?
Yeah, because they don't store those cars there if
they're right there.
Yeah.
And so the people we were with were like, oh, maybe like Georgie buys her car off of her. I'm like, yeah, that's it. We didn't want to spill the tea.
Yeah. I actually asked people on Instagram what their favorite scenes or things about Jake and Mallory as a couple were. We got a couple of responses. Someone said their first kiss in season 7. Correct me if I'm wrong. LOL. Or their wedding.
Yeah, no, that's what I thought too. I was like, there's no way their first kiss was in season 7. I'm like, I thought 5. For some reason I thought they kissed in season 5, but I think that was Austin. Didn't she kiss Austin? No, she kissed Badger.
Yeah, Badger was her first kiss, I think. And I think Jessica even said that
yes.
Jack Knight might have been her first kiss ever or something.
Like her parents were there watching it happen.
Yeah, it was embarrassing and awkward, and
Yeah.
But I don't know. I kind of love that they didn't rush Jake and Mallory's relationship because it made it feel more epic in a way.
For sure.
Yeah. For sure. Then someone said when they got married in the barn. And someone else said their first kiss. So those are really like fan favorite scenes. And then someone said something in a language I don't know, but I'm gonna read it anyway. And
what language is it?
I don't know if it's German or something.
Oh, it's German. Send it to me. I can read it.
Okay, hang on.
I mean, it's pretty rusty. I used to speak it fluently as a kid. Yeah, my grandparents immigrated here.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've made.
And what they didn't know English, we had to learn German, and now they know English. And
like, tell me.
My family anyway, so I don't need it.
Yeah. Okay. Tell me if that's German. Like, to me.
Yeah, that's German.
Yeah, but it could be like Deutsch or.
Yeah, they're talking about the kiss.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to like translate that because I was thinking
I'm not gonna speak it because it's embarrassing how bad my German is, but I can understand what this person's saying.
Okay. Well, I was gonna like try to give it a go. I've never like studied German.
I'm gonna put it in the on Google Translate so then the Google Translate people can speak it so that they can mess up, not me.
Hang on, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna butcher it, but people from Germany or around that area who know the language are gonna have a fun time, I bet. Or they're gonna send hate us our way. But it says, als sagte, dass noch wachsen wird.
Yeah, you said
something
it right.
Like that.
I have the same accent as my grandparents.
Yeah, like I've been to countries they speak German in, but I've only used like basic language like danke and
danke.
Like Wasser, Danken, bitte.
I know how to.
And
So I used to go to this German school, for like grade 6 to 8, and since English is I speak fluently, I can really not really speak German. I only know like a few things.
yeah,
But since there was so many kids in school who only spoke German, I didn't want to like seem rude and make it seem like I don't know what they're saying. But at that time, like I didn't speak German anymore. The only thing I know how to say is like "Konnex dich verton," which means I can't speak German.
but I think that's all for Mallory
That
and
is-
Jake. And
Yeah.
if you have
was
any
a lot of
thoughts, like, let us know.
Yes, please do.
Yeah,
And if you want to see another deep dive episode into a relationship, and I'm assuming you guys are going to want to see Ty and Amy, which we
Yeah.
can do, let us know. If you want to be on our show, let us know to talk about stuff.
yeah.
We love having guests.
We have
yes.
a few maybe in mind for future, so we're just gonna have to kind of work those things out.
Yeah.
Especially, I actually have to say this even now, like there might be some episodes that we filmed in advance because right now I'm about to have my annual summer vacation, so I will be moving around a lot, so I might not be around, so we have to kind of think ahead and try to keep you entertained, and maybe sometimes I might not even be able to make it, but
which is
Isabelle
just how it
might.
is.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I can talk for like 3 people, so we're good on that end.
Yeah. You're gonna be like, well, today we have this
Welcome
topic.
to the Isabelle show, everyone.
And then you have like this other character, like, okay, so what do you want to talk about today?
I have like an alter ego. Yes.
Yeah. You keep going from this side of the screen to the other side and changing the voice, and I can see that.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
should have done that.
You're absolutely right. Yeah. Gosh dang it.
Yeah, well, next
yeah,
time.
I'm also gonna be gone for a couple of weeks at the end of summer. And so we're not sure what's gonna be happening then. I'm gonna have internet where I'm going, but it's just gonna be depend on time and our scheduling and stuff. So you will see us not all the time and not necessarily both of us, but you'll see us.
Yeah, well, I don't think we even imagined that we would even go for this long, so but we're trying to like make this work and have you something on Saturday, and if we don't have time to do something, like we're gonna post something about that. But
of course,
yes,
so get excited because in 82 days we get to watch the premiere of season 15.
Yeah, like, can you believe that's not even that far off?
It's not. It's really not. It's gone by so fast already, and it'll be here before we know it.
Yeah, and actually, I think by the time this comes out, they're almost halfway through the season. Filming the season.
There's only 10 episodes. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, well, last week I had to do the outro myself, and I don't
How'd that go? I don't think I made it to the outro. What did you do for the outro?
Well, it's just the typical stuff, but
did you do the keep your nose clean and powder dry by yourself?
But I don't think I did it justice, so
oh my god, I gotta go
need you back. Yeah.
That's funny. I'm so sorry. Guys, there was a whole situation at like 7:30 that morning with cops, and I messaged you and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna make it. And I didn't.
She wasn't arrested as far as I know. But
trust me, I would have told you and I would have posted my mugshot on Instagram.
Yeah. But we decided that we would still have something up, and
it had
things happen
really at the last minute, and you did such a good job. So thank you. Thank you for having my back.
Of course. So until next week, I guess, keep your noses clean.
And your powder dry. See you next week, everyone.
Yep.